please let me introduce to you our key speaker for this session or the morning, Madam Kate Addo. Does it ring a bell? Okay, so it rings a bell somewhere, but to others it doesn't ring a bell, right? You don't know who she is. Okay, you don't know who she is. You'll be here, they'll come for you. All right, so we are privileged and very blessed and happy to have Madam Kate Addo with us. She's the Coordinating Director, Public Affairs, Parliament of Ghana. You're not saying, You're not saying, You are trying to look around. Where is she sitting? Okay. All right, so let me tell you a brief about her. So Madam Kate Addo serves as the Coordinating Director of Media Relations, Public Engagement, Parliamentary Broadcasting, and the Parliamentary Visitors Center at the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. In this role, she oversees the strategic coordination of these departments, ensuring effective communication and maintaining a positive institutional image through consistent public engagement. Her career began in 1996 as a broadcast journalist with the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, where she worked as a reporter, news anchor, and TV presenter. Rising to the position of assistant editor, she played a significant role in shaping news content before transmission to the parliamentary services in August 2004 as Deputy Director of Public Affairs. Over the years, she steadily advanced through the ranks, eventually assuming her current leadership role. Beyond her parliamentary duties, Madam Kate is also an entrepreneur and philanthropist. She founded Optimum Consultancy, a media placement firm specializing in publicity and advertisement services, as well as the Duo Foundation. That's a charitable organization dedicated to supporting orphans and underprivileged children in inner city communities. Academically, Madam Kate holds an LLB from the GhanaSIG Law School, a master's degree in international communications from Leeds University, and a master's degree in public administration from the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GhanaSIG. She is currently pursuing a PhD in public policy and governance, further strengthening her expertise in policy development and institutional management. With extensive experience in parliamentary affairs, public relations, and media management, Madam Kate has developed deep insights into political communication, workplace dynamics, and leadership in governance. Her expertise in coordinating groups and navigating complex political structures has been instrumental in enhancing public engagement and institutional transparency. I don't know how you're feeling, but I'm inspired by that. And then it is my privilege and honor to welcome Madam Kate Addo.
Do you know how much pressure that puts on me? When my team wrote that profile, I was like, are you people sure? But thank you for inviting me, and thank you, Dr. Gloria, for asking me to come. I was told to come at 9, and I was told not to be late, so I was here 10 to 9. And then I got here at 9 and sat down. And I was thinking to myself, when is this going to start? So I was asking Taroma, are you sure we should wait here or should go out? But I said, okay, let's sit. Let's also, when they said people should volunteer, I nearly, said, can you make me a rep? Because I wanted to see what Bimpe was going to do, because I was sort of rooting for you when you had started, and then there was no opposition, and I was like, okay, let her win. But I was also rooting for the other one when she came up. I said, okay, girl power. But thank you very much for asking me to be here today. I'm very happy to be here. And I noticed that I'm speaking to better minds on the subject, and so I don't know if my speech is going to cut it, but I think it will. So talking about stressful situations, I wasn't given the topic that I was going to talk on, so I said, okay, internet governance, what is it? I asked Meta. Meta told me something. I asked ChatGPT, told me something. And I asked another app, and it told me the same thing. I said, okay, what do I think about it? And then I said, okay, let me look at the theme. So I looked at the theme, and then I said to Thelma, my secretary, that, Thelma, let's think this through. If, I don't know this space. This is uncharted waters for me, but it's very interesting waters for me as well. So I said, okay, let's think through this. What would I like to see in this space? And I think that's what I'm going to talk about. And for people like you, I think that you should give us, people like us, what we should expect in terms of the space that you are in and the protocols that should govern the space that you are in. So I will go ahead and read my prepared speech. And I don't take it lightly when I say that it is with great honor and a sense of purpose that I join you today to reflect on a matter that has in the recent past been of great interest to me as a person, and which I reckon, given the current communication stratosphere, is of importance to everybody in this room and across the globe. In today's contemporary digital age, the internet has become the most important and reliable means of daily interactions, communication and information dissemination and sharing, which is what I do. It also serves as the backbone of global communications, commerce, education, and governance. For us in this room today, we have demonstrated our keen interest and commitment in not just creating access to the internet for all, but also ensuring that internet spaces are safe for use by all. These, coupled with issues of safety and protection, are the basis of my address to you this morning. According to Statista, and I'm sure you all do know that, 5.52 billion people use the internet worldwide, accounting for 67.5% of the world's population. 5.35 billion people accessed the internet in 2024 last year, equating to 66.2% of global population. 97 million people have started using the internet for the first time over the past 12 months, showing a year-on-year increase of 1.8%. It is also estimated that, on the average, an individual spends 6 hours and 31 minutes daily using the internet. 95.9% of internet users use smartphones to browse the internet. Social media is used by almost 95% of internet users globally, accounting for 5.17 billion social media users. These statistics show that gradually and steadily, individuals, peoples, and groups are gaining access to the internet, irrespective of their location or literacy levels. This is what makes the theme for today's program, Beyond Access, Building a Trustworthy, Inclusive, and Open Parliament, Open Internet for All, relevant. We've been talking a lot about open parliament and open governance, so forgive me if I say open parliament when I mean open internet. Again, all the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals emphasize expanded ICT access, security, and trust as essential ingredients to accelerate progress. Goal 9 of the SDGs in particular stress the building of resilient infrastructure, promotion of inclusivity, and fostering innovation, among others. An inclusive internet is one where barriers, whether they are economic, linguistic, geographic, or gender-based, are eliminated to ensure that all can participate fully in the internet space. The digital future must be designed with everyone in mind and with no one left behind. An open internet has freedom of expression, interoperability, and innovation as key elements while upholding the rights and dignity of all users. It's important to create environments where diverse perspectives can flourish without fear and where ideas transcend borders and interactions lead to the mutual understanding and progress of all who are concerned and involved. A trustworthy internet is one that is hinged on the values of integrity, accountability, and the responsible stewardship of information. To this end, it is imperative to work to ensure that digital spaces are protected against disinformation, misinformation, deepfake, and various forms of cybercrime, and the general erosion of public confidence. Field experts assert that for this to happen, policy, technology, and ethical leadership must converge and to be properly regulated. Now, this leads me to thoughts on how the internet space is governed, which is why you're here. Internet governance, as you know better, deals with the collective processes through which decisions and policies concerning the development, operation, and use of the internet are made. It involves a complex, and I had ecosystem there, but I thought ecosystem, let me say mixture, because mixture sort of does it more for me, of stakeholders, including government, private companies, civil society, technical experts, and international organizations. It must be participatory, as you know, rights-based, and globally coordinated. A good governance regime requires collaboration from governments, again, civil society, and the private sector. A good example of such collaborative efforts include the increased access to the internet and digital technologies and the opportunities they present for social and economic development. In today's geopolitical spaces, for example, governments and legislatures use the internet for diplomatic relations, and we do that a lot in Ghana Parliament. I'm sure you do follow the Ghana Parliament page, and we also use that for interaction with other democracies. Internet governance also includes the development and application of shared principles, norms, rules, decision-making procedures, and programs that shape the evolution and utilization of the internet. This includes the management of critical internet resources, such as domain names and IP addresses, the establishment of protocols and standards, and the formulation of policies on cybersecurity, data protection, and content regulation. This is relevant in the light of the challenges that the almost unfettered access to information that the internet gives all of us. As the theme for this program suggests, beyond providing access to the internet, it is also important to put in measures to protect the users in the space, with special emphasis on those in vulnerable groups. For instance, at the moment, globally, 33% of children below the ages of 18 are on the internet. According to the U.S. National Center for Education Statistics, 91.2% of children between the ages of 3 and 18 use the internet. 89% of these children access the internet from home, while the others used school facilities. Here in Ghana, 90.5% of children aged between 8 and 17 have access to the internet. The average age of first-time users is from 12 and below. 45.7% of the children use smartphones, and 21.6% of them use laptops and computers. Market women, farmers, rural dwellers, etc., use the internet on a daily basis for business and pleasure. So obviously, the internet presents many positives. The positive effects include educational advancement, skill development, social connectivity. There are, however, many negatives, as you know, and these include exposure to inappropriate content, cyberbullying, and online exploitation, addiction, and reduced well-being, privacy, and security risks. The fear of exclusion due to absence from the internet space can lead to anxiety, while prolonged use can also result in sedentary lifestyles which lead to certain diseases. So what does this mean for us in Ghana? Implications for Ghana include the digital divide. While access is growing, differences remain between urban and rural areas, potentially widening education and social gaps. Today's activity is one of the timely opportunities that help us to deepen collaboration across governments, civil society, academia, and the private sector. And I say these because all of you here represent all these groups that I've mentioned here. We must shape governance frameworks that are people-centered, transparent, and responsive to the digital age. There's also the need to put in place policies and parental engagement measures to keep the internet space safe, as well as the need for digital literacy and a cultural shift. I saw this quote somewhere, and I think its resonance is most appropriate here. And it says that, let us be reminded that the measures of our digital transformation is not simply in megabytes or networks, but in the lives empowered, the communities uplifted, and the futures secured. And so, as we seek to make the internet more accessible, we must be mindful of the needs of those who use it. Users must be able to trust the space and, most importantly, feel safe there. So on this note, let me once again express my greatest pleasure at being asked to be the guest of honor for this auspicious occasion and to declare your 4-day program duly opened and ask that God crown all our efforts with great success. Thank you very, very much.